When I got to the UFC, all my hard work had finally paid off. People were saying I was the future. Dana White was posting it. People were loving me. I was obviously having all the big high-profile fights.
And then you did have that loss to Tyron Woodley. What was going through your mind the days after that?
I'm going to put on an absolute clinic for this man. I'm going to set a pace that he can't handle. He's just going to get the shock of his life. We'll just see when it comes to it.
I hope he can box me, because he's going to be in for a hard night.
Darren, what are you trying to prove in the next chapter?
Just generally, whether you want to fight or not in Liverpool, I think Liverpool's generally a tough place. It's always been known for that, especially up and down the north and south. You know, obviously we've got the port. All the people back in the day of the history were always tough, poor people. Do you know what I mean? The men and that. So you know, generalising, we're a tough species, the Scousers, the Liverpool people. So you know, it's do or die. You know, to be the best, you've got to fucking beat the best, and you've got to climb the ranks, especially even just in Liverpool itself. So yeah, at the start, the startings for me it was as Liverpool is quite tough. I stumbled across the gym when I was very young, and since that day I can't remember a day where I didn't fight, or I can't relive a time in my life where I didn't fight. It feels like it's just been me since I come out the womb. So basically, yeah, that's all I've ever done. It's probably all I'm ever going to do until I retire and probably sail off into the sunset doing God knows what. But yeah, it wasn't a thing where I had to, I just wanted to, and I love it. I love every aspect of it. I'd put a lot of years, a lot of blood, sweat, a lot of missing tooths. Years later, I'd put a lot of work into my craft, you know, being the best. So I just remember when I got to the UFC, all my hard work had finally paid off, and I did work extremely hard. And I still work extremely hard, to be totally honest with you. Anyone who comes to the gym and sees me, they always say, well, you put some work in, and I do. I pride myself on that.
He just leaves everything. I know people say it about every fighter, but Darren Till, even the Varda team, and even they were commenting on how hard he trains, you know, so it's just not me. It's people outside the boxing saying it, just watching him.
People were saying I was the future. Dana White was posting it. People were loving me. I was obviously having all the big high-profile fights, main event all around the world. I've fought in the likes of Madison Square Garden. I've sold my hometown arena out there, Arena. You got sponsors throwing money at you. You got, you know, wherever you go, you're getting the 5-star treatment. It's nice, you know, as much as, you know, whatever. I wouldn't say I felt invincible, because I've always been very feet on the ground. Stuff like that can come to an end, and it does come to an end.
And then you did have that loss to Tyron Woodley. What was going through your mind the days after that?
I was just disappointed, obviously, you know, losing out on a big, massive fight on the world stage, especially for the world title. But as I say, I've always had my feet firmly on the ground. This is the fight game. When you're fighting at the peak, the top level, anything can happen. You can lose fights, win fights, fluke fights, do you know what I mean? So I wasn't too hard on myself, but I was disappointed, as you would be. Do you know what I mean?
Darren's, he's had a hard career, hasn't he? You know, Darren MMA, the UFC, it's hard, isn't it? And I don't think he's fully achieved in sport what he should do. So hopefully this second chapter in boxing will achieve that for him.
You know what, the vibrancy when I first stepped into the Rotunda 2 years ago, all over 2.5 years ago now, we had a lot of pros in here at the time, like the Smith brothers, Josh Taylor, Dennis McCann, Kevin Ajajo, Pierce O'Leary. There's so many talent-wise just roaming around, and I was just like, wow, this is heavy, I can learn a lot here, and I did.
When he first walked in, Darren, it was interesting really, because you know he was a good striker in the UFC. That was his main thing. His stand-up was brilliant, and knowing Darren as a child, knowing him all his life, it was exciting to get to work with him.
I've been coming to Rotunda since I retired, or a few years before me end of the time at Liverpool. I'd come here in the summer.
Is it like being around people like Darren Till?
Yeah, I mean, Darren Till, obviously the Smiths boxers, Tony Bellew's been in the past. Obviously, these are people at the top of the game, you know, using this facility to get fit. It's obviously got a great name, the Rotunda. Darren's hooked onto that as well. Obviously, the UFC stuff, and now he's getting into the boxing, isn't he? So he looks the part on the pads and in the ring, and hopefully that'll be the same at the weekend.
Oh, he's come a long way. He's come a long way, and I think it's showing. People are seeing that he can box, and you know, it's showing how hard he's been working and listening. And you know, but you've seen him yourselves. It's showing in the ring that he's good.
He kept on saying in interviews, if I'm losing the fight, I'll just kick you in the head. I'll just take you down. I'm an MMA fighter, you're not.
Will you go out and give him a kick in the face if you are losing in the fight, coming out for the last round?
1,000,000%. Take me personal.
The last thing I need is a fucking idiot to roll around the floor with.
If I'm losing, which he's never going to outbox you.
That's what I'm saying, so he's definitely going to end up like that.
So he's going to resort to MMA tactics, which is kicking you. He can break your tibia.
You could break your tibia.
He said in the interviews, he kept on saying in interviews.
I don't know what to say about that, other than John Fury's probably been having a few sleepless nights over me. He could break your tibia. What can I say? Probably shouldn't have said it now, because I lost out on the fight, as John said. Back to the dole queue. So, yeah, peace and love the Furies. When Misfits come along, they just seem like a good fit. Like I'd been to 2 of their shows. They seem to do things on a professional level. They seem to have the right idea, the right map. I got along well with them as well. Like the promoter, Mams, KSI's sound. He's all right, KSI, isn't he? And you know, so we thought, you know, let's have a go at this. And since we've been working together, it's been nothing but there's been nothing. I can't fault them in any way, shape, or form.
All right, Mr. Till, welcome back to Sky Sports. How you doing, man?
Not too bad, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. We're 9 days away. How does it compare to those big MMA fights you had in the past?
I just treat every fight the same. I just put the same amount of work in. Especially with this being Luke Rockhold. Obviously, Luke's a former UFC world champion and a former Strikeforce world champion, so he's a big name. He's a big opponent for me to obviously make a name off. So, you know, I've trained hard. I'm in shape. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to fight like 2 weeks ago, to be honest with you. So, sort of, yeah, it's I treat it all the same, and I don't ever underestimate anyone. I think Luke's underestimating me a little bit.
Fighting Luke, Strikeforce champion, he was a UFC champion as well. What was his reputation amongst fighters?
I don't think anyone really likes him. I don't think Dana White likes him either. He's full of himself. If he was a bar of chocolate, he'd eat himself. I don't think he's got any respect for me. To be honest with you, I'm gonna punch a hole through his face for it. Like I see the way he talks and the way he is. He's just so arrogant, and I just don't think he has any respect for me. He tries to like undermine me, and he tries to like undermine my skill set and stuff like that, which I haven't done to him. I've called him names and stuff like that, but when it comes down to the nitty gritty for me, like I respect his accolades and what he's done, but I just, you know what I mean, I just don't think he respects me. And like, it's so funny because he just doesn't know what's going to happen a week on Saturday nowadays. Like, I'm going to be too fast, too quick, too powerful, and he say he can hit me and all that. He's going to hit me, but he ain't going to rock me or anything like that. I'm gonna put on an absolute clinic for this man. I'm going to set a pace that he can't handle, and I'm going to proper get him out of there. He's just going to get the shock of his life. We'll just see when it comes to it.
Obviously, you know, Luke's background, he's been one of the best in his MMA career and other stuff, but I don't know what he's like, to be honest, as a boxer, because he's never boxed. I've seen his bare knuckle with Mike Perry, but when he quit, but you can't go much off that really, because that's a bit different, but there's no footage of him boxing or nothing, so I can't really comment on that. But I hope he can box me, because he's going to be in for a hard night if he can't.
Darren, what are you trying to prove in the next chapter?
Fuck all. I just like fighting. I just want to get my skills better as a boxer, have a laugh, make a load of money and fucking knock people out. Seems like a good little life for me right now.